Hello, everybody. I wish to speak to you about the absolute insanity that has recently happened in the UK. Now, let me explain. Ebola is a continuing problem in Africa at the moment, and frankly, okay, it's a problem. But what's more of a problem is winter in the UK. Winter in the UK basically is very harsh and pretty much a big problem for the NHS. What has annoyed me so greatly is that a nurse was apparently allowed to go to Africa when apparently we are supposed to be having shortages of nursing staff in the UK. What the fuck? Um, I'd rather take care of people in the UK first, then worry about people in other places. In December, it gets okay, not somewhere like Canada where it gets extremely cold, but it gets cold. It gets wet and cold. That is a problem. There are more likelihoods of accidents, there are more likelihoods of problems in the UK due to our ageing population and due to the cold weather. Why was this person allowed? I'm not sure if it was vacation or she was allowed by the NHS. If it was allowed by the NHS, I am pissed. I feel that NHS nurses should be caring for people in the NHS, people who deserve to be cared for. This is the problem I have. People are saying that they're understaffed. Well, why was this nurse allowed to go? I'm sorry, not even if you're going on holiday, that's fine. But if you're told, if somebody's, I think the NHS should be basically told, you are not going to Africa to care for people because you're going to come back and you're going to be pretty much useless to us. We pay your fucking wages. You do as you're told. I know you've got a Hippocratic oath or whatever saying you should care for everyone, but no, that is a bad thing. I really do think that it's a bad thing. Now, why am I saying this? Well, the stupid bint came back and she's now receiving therapy in the UK for Ebola. And I have no sympathy. I really don't. I'm sorry, you can call me callous if you want, and you can call me callous, but I have absolutely no sympathy for this woman because she had a job, she had people to care for in the UK. I do not care what part of the NHS she was from. Uh, accident and emergency wards around the UK in December were packed, according to the figures. And yeah, I can believe it. I was had blood tests recently, and it was packed. Okay, that was just for blood tests, but think about it. That's just a blood test. What about A&E? They have got critical emergencies every fucking second of the day. That is the problem I have. I don't care where she worked. She should have been working in the NHS, or she should have been taking time off, not going to fucking Africa and helping somebody in another country who pretty much, according to what I heard, bloody deserves to have fucking Ebola. It's like the whole country seems to think that, yeah, hugging relatives who have Ebola is a good idea. Keeping dead bodies in, trying to hide dead bodies because I don't want my, I don't want to lose my mother. Oh, for God's sake! It annoys the living crap out of me, and we have to aid them. But why the fuck should we? We should contain the outbreak, yes. That is perfectly within our rights to contain outbreaks. That's all I think we should actually do. Contain the outbreak. It's Africa's problem. And you can call me callous for doing this. I think even people in America are thinking this because a they've got apparently they've got a shit system as it is compared to the UK. We've got pretty much free-ish healthcare. You have to pay for your own drugs, but that's about it. Um, they've got insurance problems. You don't want to know. It's ridiculous. I heard about it on a podcast. It's awful. Um, but what really annoys me, what pisses me off even more, was there was a problem. She got Ebola, and she was on a flight. Now, if she'd been on a flight and been alright for a day or so, and gone to the Christmas party of a hospital, you've got a serious problem there because a hospital has pretty much. I think hospitals have ward parties. They do, and people on the wards go to parties and clubs and stuff, and it's well within their rights to do so. But if this stupid bint went on one of these parties and then found out she has Ebola and she's been sneezing all day, well, yeah, you've pretty much knocked out a ward of staff. We were fucking short staffed as it was. I'm so thankful that did not happen because, for God's sakes, if she'd gone to a conference, if she'd been like a speaker at a medical conference, uh, say a nurses' conference, well, you've got a big problem. You have not only a big problem, you have a disaster waiting to happen. Say she gets up and speaks and coughs once, or throws up. I might be overgeneralizing this, but that is a disaster waiting to happen if it's not caught. And I'm glad it was caught. I'm pretty annoyed with the people at Heathrow, but I can't really blame them too much because this woman said, I've got a cough. Well, it's the season for coughs and colds. And she wasn't feeling very well, but you can't really blame the people at Heathrow. We should have been screening for Ebola from flights from Bonga Bonga land. Yeah, this Ebola rubbish, it hasn't even killed that many people. It's only killed like 4,000. I don't know what the numbers are. Frankly, as long as it stays in Africa, everybody's going to be okay. Don't fucking panic and don't fucking go there. This is the problem. This is well-meaning Samaritans. I'm going to go to cheat Ebola people. I'd be waiting at the gates. Did you treat somebody with Ebola? Here, have this shotgun. I will shoot you now because this this is the problem. This is well, I'm a science fiction nut. Zombies. It's the closest thing to the zombie virus at the moment that I'd say is real because okay, it's bodily fluid contact, but even so, you can't do that. The, the way they do stuff in Africa at the moment is it's pretty much the third world. It's been the third world for most of my life, and frankly, the way they treat themselves, they're going to stay the third world until the day I die because they're stupid. I'm sorry. Black people in general are intelligent people. People in Africa are the stupidest motherfuckers on the planet because you've got Ebola, but you've hid the dead body and you're still sleeping on the sheets of the person who's got Ebola. Oh, fuck's sake. I know it's the third world, but for fuck's sakes, just somebody go in there and tell them, stop this fucking shit. If you do this fucking shit, you're gonna get problems. And they keep getting problems. And I apparently heard how this all started. Some 2-year-old kid in West Africa or wherever was playing in a hollowed out tree which had bats in it. I'm sorry, you can call me a racist if you want. Fine, call me a racist. I like Morgan Freeman, I like Samuel L. Jackson, I like people that like that. But this shit has got to fucking stop. We are going to have problems if this gets out of control, which I know it might not. But if somebody fucks up, which pretty much it's bound to fucking happen. This is the problem. I had a problem with when the military said, we're going there to help them. It's like, oh, we don't need more people in Africa Ebola zones. That's what we need less of. We need to corral them and make sure no people go in or no people go out until the Ebola or the people have gone. This is the problem. I know it's a disaster having Ebola and being like, oh, right, you're wiping out a bunch of people. But frankly, a world war, I think Second World War, is going to have more casualties than this Ebola crisis. And I'm glad it does. Well, not really glad, but if it was, it's not as big as people say it is. But the more people go out there saying, I want to help and I know nothing, you're going to get more problems. You're not help, you're putting petrol on a fucking fire. This is the problem I have. And it pisses me off. Please write in the comments, am I wrong about this? Because I don't feel that I am. I really don't. And I'm going to name this stupid woman who caused a problem because there was a thing on the UK news saying Ebola in the UK. Now that can't have helped anybody's confidence. Pauline Kafuke, you're a fucking twat / bitch. Go and fucking fuck off. You don't know what you're fucking doing. You don't look anywhere near intelligent enough to do anything with the nearest thing of logical sense. Don't go to fucking Africa. Oh crap, you already did. Well, don't fucking come back then. Fuck me. If you want to subscribe because of this, you're well within your rights. But this has pissed me off, and this is just before the new year. I hope we get better news in the new year because this is not good. Oh fuck me.